Welcome back to the anime list of all time. In my opinion, we're at number 26 of the anime list. And we have ourselves a very interesting anime here. First off, I'd like to say this. Air Gear has the best soundtrack of every single anime to this point. That's the main reason why it pushes forward of the last three animes on the list, but I think that its soundtrack is fucking awesome. I believe that it deserves to be at least in the 29 to 26 range because based off the soundtrack. Now, the plot of the anime is that Ikki wants to ride ATs. ATs, if you must know, in real life terms, it's roller skates, but instead of having like, I don't know, like six or seven, four or five wheels on the skate, you have two wheels, and also the fact that you can climb up. You can climb up. You can pretty much, if you have a clock, you can go straight up with the ATs because the ATs can like make you fly for some reason, and they can also make you do weird other shit. Um, the team of it's a the AT team is him, his two best friends. One's a freaking perverted jackass. All he cares about is freaking girls that are naked, as to make jest. This is the last Ecchi anime on the list when it comes to this genre. So I did not. So the Ecchi genre did not make it into the top 25, which is sad. But whatever. I don't like having perverted stuff. His friend, who is the guy with the white hat, I forget his name is Kazu. I think that's what his girlfriend says. Even though they're not dating, she has a crush on him. Which I'll explain to that when we get at the end, because there's something I want to explain to everyone at the end. Kazu is very fast. He knows how to be very. He's a speed demon. He can go through. He can like ride ATs like it's nothing. And then you got Bucha. Now Bucha is like the most interesting character because at first he was part of the Yaos. Yao is a different gang, but since he lost to Ikki, he decided to help him out because he's an asshole. No, helps him form the group because that's what he does. Those are the those are the four guys. Now you have to have five members, right? We have Ikki, the two best friends, and Bucha. The fifth guy is a crazy lunatic. He has a split personality. I forget what his name is, but he has an eye patch. Now the eye patch, you might be wondering, well, what's the eye patch for if he has a split personality? Depending on what he's not blind. He can see through both eyes, but his I don't know how it happens, but but I depending on what eye is shown, will depend on what person he is. He can be a guy who just likes to break people into half, and he's part of the PAD, which is the police force. You must a former police force because after he joins Ikki and his crew as the fifth member of the team, that's what happens. Okay, but he's reckless. He's pissed off. He swears a lot. And yeah, this anime does swear a lot because it's rated MA, of course, because it has Ichi in it. And the fact of the matter is that he doesn't like anyone. At the very end of the anime, he managed to make all of his friends do this, that, and the other thing, and that's what happens. On the other side, on the other hand, if his other eye is showing and he moves the eye patch to the other eye, the funny thing is the fact that he's calm, he's shy, he's polite, and he's also thin. Now his brother is the commander force of the police force, and he's pretty much a fucking dick. He decides to be an asshole throughout the whole entire anime series, and that's because of the fact he does show his nice. He does show how to be nice a couple times, but that's beside the point. He does know how to be nice sometimes, but the only reason why he's being nice is that he gains stuff when he does that, so that's a good thing. Okay, so there's no really main villains because all the people that Ikki fights throughout the whole entire thing, they're friends afterwards because that's what anime does. They're all friends. Um, my main complaint about this anime is the ending kind of fucking sucks. There's 26 episodes. There's one OVA. It's called a Special Trick. And the special trick, if you must know, is between episode 10 and episode 12. So episode 10, episode 11 to episode 12. So it's pretty much episode 11.5. They do a different matchup between the brothers or something like that, but that's beside the point. Um, the main thing I would like to say this, and this is what the main thing I like about this anime is the fact that the soundtrack's good, all the characters get character development, except for Bucha, which I don't understand why. I know he's the main villain of the whole series from the very beginning of like episode 4, 5, and 6. He's the main villain until they beat him and they teams up with them, which is kind of fucking funny. I think the only character that's a villain throughout from the beginning to until he stops showing up is the guy with the bald hair that has a tattoo on his forehead. His emblem, because they have to bet their emblems, and if you lose your emblem, you technically have to disband your team. That's beside the point. So that's why I don't understand it. Now then, the teams that they verse are Bucha the Yaos, which he beats. He also beats the Skull team, which I forget their another name. I don't even fucking know. I'm trying to think of it, but I can't. What the fuck, man? But anyway, the Skull team that has a skull as an emblem, Behemoth, which if it wasn't for the perverted jackass going after the girl, they would have lost because Mr. Guy with White Hat Kazu has to deal with a guy who can stop fucking time. How the fuck are you supposed to be a guy who can use his ATs to stop fucking time? That is bullshit, man. That is fucking horseshit. And then you've got Bucha who gets his ass kicked by like Stinger Man. But Bucha actually fights off Bucha loses and Kazu loses. The guy that acts like a fucking pig and the perverted jackass wins. And Ikki and his buddy win. Now, when it comes to the guy with the eye patch, he has the Fang Regale. It means that he can eat people because he's a shark. That's what it is. Now, of all the characters that are interesting, the best character in Air Gear is Spitfire. Spitfire is the person who can control flames. When he first gets introduced, but they don't really introduce him until after Ikki beats Bucha. And when he gets introduced, it's fucking the most badass fucking way. I love it. It's fucking amazing. Because of the fact that Spitfire his ATs can control fire. He can make flames out of his fucking ATs, which is fucking badass in its own fucking right. You also got a guy who can control electricity as well. So yeah. Now the previous Sky King, he's in a wheelchair because he did a battle that made his legs not work. But boy, man, this guy is still a fucking bad. This guy, Ikki, when he gets introduced, Ikki finds him in a food market and he helps him out because he's in a wheelchair. After that, though, the next time they meet, because his legal guardian doesn't want him to ride ATs anymore, so she decides to use her rose thorn way of trying to beat Ikki to make him not do ATs anymore. The problem with that though is the fact that how do I put this? Ikki tries to find them, but since the old previous king has 3 dogs, the dogs find Ikki, and then the worst of the worst happens is the fact that he has an issue with it. But the thing is the fact that the dogs find Ikki, he tries to fall down. But the previous king is a fucking badass. He jumps off the fucking side of the building to save Ikki. Then he uses his fucking wheelchair to ride up the fucking building. One wheel on the building is going up and just throws him off the side like he's doing a wheelie. He's doing a wheelie with his wheelchair going up a fucking building. I mean, seriously, that's like, what the fuck? You call yourself the previous Sky King. Why can you not use your fucking... You can use your ATs, man. Just use your fucking hands, because apparently you can use it as a fucking wheelchair. So this anime is really fucking good. That's why I'm putting it at number 26. Now, why does it not go further up? There's one reason and one reason only. The last episode is kind of degrading, and the fact that there's a movie about Air Gear. There's also a movie, where Kazu's Kazu's girlfriend, well, girl that likes Kazu, joins the team. And the guy with the wheelchair is nowhere to be seen. The problem with the movie is I'm not gonna establish that with anime, but I've seen the Air Gear movie, and I think that it confuses the fuck out of me. But Air Gear is a really good anime. There's 26 episodes. It's a really good anime. I love it. I think I love it because of the fact that it has a very good soundtrack, and that's why me beats out all the other three animes. Izumiko no Dio. You've got Is This a Zombie, and the last anime on the list, which is My Bride's a Mermaid. Air Gear has the issue. Now, the only reason why it doesn't beat the next anime on the list is because of the fact that one reason and one reason only, and that is the fact that it's Ecchi. I didn't want to put any Ecchi animes in the top 25. Because of that reason. Because I don't want. When it comes to perverted anime, I do like me some boobs, like all guys do. But the problem with it is the fact that unless it's a great story plot, I will like it. But that's beside the point. The only anime that I like that is High School DxD, which gets a 10 out of 10 for me. But for some reason, it's not on this list because of the fact of how perverted it is. I mean, it's not like Air Gear is not as perverted as High School DxD, but this anime is perverted in some ways. Two of the guy who's the big, small, fat, chubby dude, he's more of a pervert than anyone else on the team, and the fact that he's the only person on the team that only rides one AT, and he rides it on the top of his head. So I don't fucking get that. With that being said, though, I would like to say this: you should definitely watch it. It's not for kids, to tell you that much. Holy shit, there's too many boobs in action, and there's also a side plot with their teacher because of they're delinquents, sort of speak, and the principal does not like them. So, and their teacher's sort of an airhead, but she also likes to do sexual things to the two students, which they don't want to do, which is kind of fucking funny. So they try to help her out because the principal actually in the filler episodes tried to well, he told them that they had to pass the test because they failed their classes, so they had to pass the test to continue to move up a grade or something like that. I don't know, but the thing is the fact that the teacher wants to help them out by making them fix a clock, because when she used to go to high school, the clock stopped because the principal threw one of those wheels on the ATs up on the clock so it would stop. So because she's always been late, so he helped her out, make sure that she had classes late at night just to make sure that that happened. Okay. The thing is the fact that the only reason why they're helping out the teacher is by trying to get all the test answers from her, and she actually gives them it. But the principal had mercy, so it was kind of fucking funny. I like that. I like that ending. And after that, the teacher and the principal are never seen again, because then the plot goes into a different direction. Like I said before, I think my favorite moment in this anime is my favorite episode is probably between episode 14 and 15, because they make a fucking 101 Dalmatians fucking reference in the anime because of the previous Sky King and Ikki team up against the four chicks that are trying to make him not ride ATs anymore, while the girl with the rose thorns is trying to stop him. So she gets her three friends involved. because they were spying on them. Same with Ikki. So Ikki teams up. I'm laughing because of how he said it. Ikki teams up with the previous Sky King in a wheelchair, which he's already a badass himself because he already saved Ikki by going up a fucking building wall, one wheelie on a wheelchair, and 3 dogs. So he says, so Ikki says, I trade one set of bitches from another. And one of the dogs makes a 101 Dalmatians reference because of the fact that he has a lot of, he's like a dog from the movie from that, which is kind of fucking funny. And the best thing about it is how the team is named when they do usually what happens is that you have the LA Lakers versus Denver Nuggets. They usually put it up top. Well, they have Sleeping Forest because that's what the old crew was named. And then they have 2 guys with 3 dogs or something. I don't know. It's pretty fucking funny. This anime is fucking laughs, shits, and giggles. It's pretty. Hey, I can't take this anime seriously, but I highly recommend you watch it. This is probably like my. I've been talking for 16 minutes about this anime, and it's one of my favorite. These top 100 animes are gonna be a lot longer to the point, but I highly recommend you watch this anime. It's really fucking good. My main complaint's the last episode because it felt like it was like I felt like they should have done more with the anime series because there's only 26 episodes. Technically 25 if you skip the fucking special trick or whatever the fuck it's called. But I loved it. It was awesome. And also the fact that this is the last Ecchi anime, so we won't see any more big ladies. Actually, no, that's a false statement. We probably won't see any more Ecchi anime when it comes to this list. But boy, man, I love me some Air Gear, man. I could have put it higher on the list, but I feel like the next animes on the list deserve to be on the list. Deserve to be higher than Air Gear. It came in 2006, so the animation might be a little outdated nowadays. But I still highly recommend you watch it. Not for kids, though. Kids, no. Fuck no. If you're a kid, do not fucking watch it. Unless there's a censored version, which there probably isn't because it's Ecchi. And why the fuck would they... Japan doesn't like to censor shit, motherfucker, unless it comes to a certain type of genre. I'm not going to say it because of the fact that I will get my ass kicked. Well, I'll probably kick my own ass, but whatever. Stay positive, everyone. Hope you have a nice, positive day. Okay, I can't believe I just did a fucking 18-minute review of an anime. I've done this many times before, but hey, stay positive, everyone. Hope you have a nice, positive day. Next up, we're going to the top 25 tomorrow. Woohoo!